when COVID hit, we had an individual that was working for our company. So one of our businesses is a multi-million-dollar business, and it's something that's a software company, but we also do stuff that it's a physical location. So we have a lot of employees that work for us locally. We also have a lot of employees that work for us around the world. And so this individual actually worked for us locally at our on-site business, and he was essentially like a janitor type individual, somebody who was trying, like, basically rudimentary type stuff, took the trash out, kept stuff clean, did like grunt work, but was very, very, very reliable. And if you remember, so this is 2020, when COVID hit, there was sort of this delay period where like no one actually knew what was going to happen, right? What was going to happen with everything that was going on. And when the PPP loan came through, we had this dude, and you had to contact everybody and basically ask them, like, are you accepting to come back to work on site? And then if they would come back to work for you, then you would be using the money from the PPP to pay their salary. If not, they got an extended period of unemployment during this time frame, but then we didn't have to offer them a job when they would come back, right? So every person that worked for us said, yeah, we're good. We're coming back. We're gonna, no matter what, we're gonna be by your side. We're gonna get through this. This individual told us he was going to get into day trading. He was gonna get into day trading and Forex, but mainly day trading. And so what he ended up telling me was that he was gonna be doing sort of like penny stock trading and getting into meme coins. And so at the time, I really had no comprehension of this world. I had no interest in this world. I had heard of it, but I wasn't really sure what was happening. And I had known who Tom Lee was at the time. I knew this dude had said that Bitcoin was pretty big back around 2017, 2018, and that it was starting to grow already at this time by 2020. And so I thought maybe he had some understanding of stuff like that. But lo and behold, just 2 years later, this same individual, I saw him randomly, actually, ironically, at a local fitness center where my son was taking some lessons on how to ice skate. And I was like, hey, how you doing? Like, what are you up to? Are you still doing your day trading? 2 years later, he's like, no, what are you doing? He was working as a janitor at another place locally. And the story of this is that oftentimes people get into things like day trading. They get into things like stock or meme coin and meme stock trading, penny stock trading, thinking that there's going to be this get rich quick. And where I want to go with this is that a lot of people in the world then also have a negative viewpoint of stock trading and a negative viewpoint of crypto because of these individuals. And so I really think that that's an important concept to recognize, is that these people, okay, those types end up giving crypto a very bad name, very, very bad name. And I would even argue that just like there was a massive point in retail investment for stocks, where a lot of people fell out of favor of doing retail investment because of the 2008 great financial crisis, this in turn, currently with penny stock investments, this day trading from a retail perspective, has actually hindered a lot of individuals because their viewpoint of the stock market and the viewpoint of crypto is that it's meme coin purchases and it's day trading for stocks. And both of these things are absolutely horrifically worthless. And so if we look at this and we make the plea to individuals who have this misconception, okay, who have this thought process that, hey, meme coins are stupid, just as day trading is stupid, and we can look at it and start to pitch like, it doesn't come down to this. And I want to bring back the Tom Lee scenario. If we look at Tom Lee and we recognize that in 2017, Tom Lee said that we would probably see 100x in Bitcoin within the next 10 years. 2017, it was $1,000. Right now, 2025, it's $120,000. Did we see 100x in less than 10 years? Yes. Had this individual, if we go back to the individual who worked for us, went forward and said, I'm going to put 10,000 bucks in Bitcoin. 10,000 bucks. Let's just say it's 2017. Let's pretend that that's when COVID happened. He'd have over $1 million just by putting $10,000 into Bitcoin in 2017 and not doing shit, not doing anything, just sitting there and looking at it. And it's the same concept if we're looking at these same individuals who are obsessed with day trading and sitting by their computer and then making, calls and puts and whatever it is that they're going to do. At the end of the day, they're stressed. They're constantly obsessed with what's going on. A lot of their stuff comes back to timing instead of just being in the actual market. And what ends up happening is they lose a lot of money. They don't actually increase their financial standard. So if we look at long-term investments and we even just look at ourselves and say, all right, this is the key right here. If you're an individual, okay, step one, work towards 6 months of your expenses. So if you spend $2,000 a month, try to have $12,000 to $20,000 in an account, okay? Preferably a high yield savings account, $12,000 to $20,000. Have 2 months of money in a standard checking account that gets you no interest, okay? Now, after you have those 6 months built up, or 6 to 12 months of expenses and it's in the high yield savings, now you can look at it and say, okay, if I want to have money within the next 5 years, so let's say I want to have something like purchasing a house or something along those lines. All right, well, now you can put that into maybe another high yield. You can get some bonds, whatever it is that you might need within the next 5 years because you want to purchase a house. Then the next step, okay, I want to think about retirement. I want to put it into a Roth, and I just want to put it into a VOO. I want to put it into a Roth IRA, and I'm going to select that I'm going to invest in VOO, and every single month you put $100 in, okay? And all of a sudden, you start to flip that switch that it's not day trading, okay? It's not getting meme stocks and getting rich quick. Instead, what it comes down to is being patient, recognizing what you have to do, and you don't have to wake up and look at charts. You don't have to do anything. You just have to make sure that you're saving your money. You have to make sure that you understand what an ETF is, that you understand what retirement accounts are, that you understand what high yield savings accounts are, and you just put your money there. You don't actually have to do anything. And when you start to do that, you recognize there is no value in day trading. There is no value in meme stocks or meme coins. The value is in, one, big assets like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, whatever that might be for the crypto world, but two, in things like VOO or large ETFs like SCHD or the Qs, something like that. Those are really all you have to do. You don't need to get overwhelmed with purchasing individual stocks or anything along those lines. And you just go back to, what did Tom Lee say? It could 100x, okay? It could 100x. So if every single month you're setting aside $200 or $300 that you just put into VOO, or $200 or $300 that you put into Bitcoin, you don't have to do anything else. You can just sit there and keep executing at your heart's desire and not worry about bullshit. So get past that day trading misconception and start working on that path to dotting your financial I's and crossing your financial T's. Peace.